the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone. Boom!
Live from the Raising Cane studio, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3 of OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. It is 9 a.m. on Tuesday, so you know what that means. Our guy Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football, joins us now. Nicholas, how we doing, sir?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. Glad to have you on as always. The Saints had a rookie mini camp over the last couple of days. We get a chance to see the draft choices, the undrafted free agent rookies out there. So we'll start there. Maybe some things that stood out to you for rookie minicamp and getting an eye for the first time in these guys in a Saints uniform.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like it's an hour-long practice. We were out there 2 days. The first 40 minutes are routes on air and drills, and then there's like 16 reps of 7-on-7s with Easton stick, and like the throws aren't necessarily sharp. So it's kind of tough to get like big impressions. I thought Barry and Brown looked good. Like he's obviously fast, got down the field, had a really nice downfield play. Jordan Tyson, the first day he was out there, second day he wasn't due to maintenance, which I don't know. I think it's like a 1 on the worryometer. Like we aren't going to see him back out of practice until the end of the month. So like even if it was something like it's so far out from camp, but looked really good that first day. Runs very crisp routes. Very obviously you go out there and, it's a lot of guys that are going to be doing something else in a couple of weeks. And you want the first round pick to look leaps and bounds better than everybody else. And he did. And then Brock Rechsteiner just got signed, the Jacksonville State wide receiver. You were out there for 5 minutes and it was like, oh, he's getting signed. Like he just looked way different than everybody else. His dad's actually Scott Steiner from the WWE, WWF. And he just looks like a freak, man. Like he's an athletic, like he's just so he was different. Very violent in how he played, like attacks the ball in the air, like just kind of looked different than everybody else. And like I said, like it was like 5 minutes in, it was like, oh, number 10 is gonna get signed, and then he got signed yesterday. So those were kind of the standout things. I thought Oscar Delp moved pretty well. Looks good, looks the part. Just kind of in that first impression, like, okay, yeah, that's kind of how you want it to look. No overarching like major takes. So I think everything kind of appeared as it should. We saw Xavier Harris. He's in a walking boot, but I mean that is an incredibly large human being. The Ole Miss defensive tackle they signed as a UDFA. But overall, yeah, I mean I think it was a good couple little days. I think it's really interesting how Kellen Moore approaches it. Like he throws a lot at these guys. Like your receivers are first day of practice, first time they put on a Saints uniform. They're lining up at all 3 spots at receiver. There's a lot of motion. Like he's throwing a lot at them, like very, very quick, which is different than the look of like a Sean Payton and then Pete Carmichael practice. Like it's just a little bit of a different approach. And like a year into it, like you're still kind of seeing some things that are like, that's different, that's new. But yeah, I mean, I thought it looked pretty good for 2 days.
All right, so let's go back, rewind. You're not going to get away with air quoting Jordan Tyson and not talking about his missed day for maintenance. Like, what's kind of the feeling with you and your counterparts over there in New Orleans? What y'all think's happening with that situation?
Yeah, I mean, so he obviously had the hamstring injury all throughout the offseason. And you're going on several months now. And yeah, it might be a maintenance plan, but I mean, I think that's just a cover word for, this thing isn't healed all the way yet. And look, I'd rather they have a plan for it and they're slow with it than being super aggressive and pushing it, especially this early in the offseason. There were times, man, like under previous regimes where there wasn't necessarily a plan for injuries, and you'd see crazy stuff and people getting hurt all the time, and guys with broken bones being told to practice and stuff like this. So I mean, like it's a much better approach. It's much more cautious. I just, I don't know. Like he's out there one day, looks fine. The next day, like he's not even watching the practice. Like it was a little bit like, huh? Like I wonder what's happening here. But like
Right.
that might just be how they wanted to approach it. But on the flip side, like Lorenzo Styles has a little injury and he was still out there at practice, like watching. So it was a different approach. He was very obviously getting treatment.
He wasn't watching. He wasn't out there on the field.
No, he wasn't out there at all. But like he might have been getting, treatment. Like that might have been the plan. But it's just kind of, I'm a reporter, man. Like I look at everything skeptically, even and a lot of things I look at skeptically end up being as they are. But every now and then it's like, like I wonder if this is all the way what's going on here. I don't think it's anything to worry about. I guarantee he's out there the next time we're out there. But yeah, I mean, like you'd rather see a guy practice than not practice.
You being a reporter, like I would say, not being a practice is a weird thing. There's plenty of time to get treatment. Now you can get treatment before, after, middle of the night, right now. There's only so many times you're out there on the practice field. That's weird to me. I'm not saying there's anything. Maybe that was part of their plan. Maybe it was like, yeah, well, this is the treatment time for you instead of practice. But like, that's a weird thing. It's either
we're in the same boat.
Yeah, that's a weird thing on Kellen. Like he's got to. You got to be out at practice.
Yeah, like it would have. Even just optically, like it was a 55-minute practice. Like if he's standing out there watching, when we go back and we're talking about it on Tuesday morning on off the bench, like it's a different tone.
Now, at what point do y'all get to see practice? Is it from the start to finish, or do y'all come in after they've already warmed up?
So for the rookie thing, it's basically start to finish. It's walk through, routes on air, stretch, positional drills, 7-on-7. So it feels like we're seeing pretty much the whole entire thing. We're seeing the install, all of it. Yeah.
Now, Jacob, like, right, like if you might have been different, but like the only time you would ever miss a practice, especially a young guy, is if like it tweaked like at the beginning of practice or like right before it or something like that.
Yeah, no,
all right, go in, get the immediate treatment.
Yeah, no, we'd have a script. Like we'd have our own script and we'd be going through.
You'd follow through it. You sit right next to the coach, especially at a rookie mini camp.
Yeah.
All right.
Very, very fishy.
Hence the air quotes.
Yeah,
very fishy right there.
Yeah,
I didn't know he wasn't at practice. I
didn't know that.
That is fishy.
Well, I knew he missed practice. I didn't know he wasn't actually out there. So that's something certainly to pay attention to. Like, when's the next time that we'll get a chance to see everybody? When's that coming up?
So the 28th, yeah. And like I poked around a little bit with some sources and they're like, like minor soft tissue thing. So like I think it might just be the hamstring. Like it might not be a major, like it didn't sound crazy.
I mean, he did miss all of like the combine and everything. Like he had his own pro day because like he wasn't fully ready to go during that process. And so maybe he goes out there for the first time in practice and it just didn't respond the way he wanted it to.
Yeah, he looked good. I mean, he looked good throughout the whole entire thing. So it was a little bit surprising, honestly, like when he was out there and then we talked to him after that first practice and he's like, I'm good to go. Yeah, so like, look, it could be a plan. It could be that they're being extremely cautious with everything. But it just struck me as different. Like, and that might just be the way Kellen does things too. It might.
Well, you just said somebody else
different than what I've seen in 15 years of being around the league. That's all.
But somebody else that was injured was out there. You mentioned that, right?
Yeah,
Lorenzo Styles. Yeah.
Christian Miller was injured too, and he wasn't out there either, though. So I don't know. Like, maybe that's just their thing.
All right.
Weird.
All right.
Okay.
First 3 rounds, you don't have to come out here.
Get weird, Saints.
4 through 7, you got to come watch. All right. You mentioned Oscar Delp there, and we were talking about this yesterday. So Juwan Johnson, Noah Fant, you signed him in the offseason. So that's 2 veteran tight ends, and you draft Oscar Delp early in the 3rd round. The Saints last year were an 11 personnel team 67% of the time. That's one of the top in the NFL. They did not run a ton of 12 personnel. They ran as much 13 actually as they did 12 personnel, almost. I mean, not 1 for 1, but I think it was like 16% 12 and like 9% 13 personnel. So you can kind of combine those if you want to, but bring it up to ask, is that going to go way up? Like, is that 12 personnel number going to go from 16.8%? Because, again, like you sign a tight end, you have one, Juwan Johnson, that you re-signed to a bigger contract. You draft one in the 3rd round. Do you think that they're telling you they're going to make a shift to more tight end personnels?
Well, yeah, I mean, and within that 12, you're getting tight end credit for Taysom too, and he wasn't always necessarily like doing like real tight end stuff.
Right.
So that number's even inflated a little bit. I think in Philly, I want to say Cullen was around 32%, 12 personnel in Philly. And then, like, historically throughout his career, he's been like 26, 27% overall in that usage. So last year was way, way down on the 12. Yeah, I think it's an obvious tell that,
Yeah.
that they want to go there and be able to
33%
get to it.
in Philly his last year
What
there.
was it?
33% in Philly his last year.
Yeah. So, I mean, and he had two good tight ends. So, like, he's playing to his personnel. But I think
Yeah.
very obviously he wants to get to that, and it wants to be a thing that they want to do. And this is a young staff. They study league trends. League trends last year we're going to 12 and 13
Yeah.
on all those looks. McVay kind of brought in a ton of 13, and then Clint obviously won the Super Bowl running it the whole way through. So yeah, I think they want to get to it. I think last year a lot of stuff we saw probably on both sides of the ball is kind of by necessity. Like, you're building a team and you have the players you have, and you can't get all your guys in there. I think as we get more and more into it, we're going to see more of what they want to do. But definitely, I think that's a direction they want to go with it. And you got some real speed there at tight end too. Like, you can get some really really good mismatches going on. Fant's got good speed. Delp's got good speed. Jawan's obviously a big receiver. And I think Delp being able to do everything unlocks it a little bit and allows you to line up kind of everywhere and get people into different positions. So yeah, I think we're going to see a much different offense next year. I don't think it's going to be like all 11 personnel, which is interesting too, because like they got 95 wide receivers right now, extremely deep at that position. It's going to be it's going to be interesting, man. There's a lot of speed out there, and they were a very slow team last year. So I'm interested to see what direction this goes.
Yeah, Nick, we were talking yesterday about the draft class. We were talking, obviously a lot of Jordan Tyson, but I think the guy that can make the biggest immediate impact from this draft class could be Barry and Brown. And I know LSU fans are fired up to finally have an LSU guy with the Saints and get drafted, but talk about, of course, from a return standpoint, but you just talked about being slow last year. He's the opposite of slow. He's a speedster, but I kind of gave him the comp, especially early in the season when people aren't going to be really expecting him. You're going to have Olave, you're going to have Jordan Tyson. People are going to be eyeballing. You got all these new tight ends. I kind of gave him the comp yesterday of last year, Tez Johnson with the Bucks, like a guy that could take the top off and I think he has the opportunity to make some plays early in the season because people won't really be expecting it. I think he can make one of these fast impacts as a rookie.
Yeah, him and Bryce Lance, I think, are both going to be able to do that. But look, special teams, before we even get to the receivers, special teams was terrible last year. Like, after they got rid of Shaheed, like, there was nobody. Like, the return game was awful. So obviously a very, very quick place for him to make an impact there. But yeah, I mean, look, I think he can get down the field and take the top off. We saw it already. Like, one play, I think he got open twice down the field, and once it was thrown behind him, and then the other one, like, it was an on-point throw. But I mean, very clearly an area where I think he can have an impact. I mean, you talk about 13, like, it might be a little bit of a tell, but if you have a package with him out there and he's the lone guy, and you get into 13, you're going to get a lot of single high looks, and he can just run by everybody down the field, and there's a play that can be made. Yeah, I think there's a lot of creative stuff they can do with him just to get the ball in his hands. He's a little bit bigger than I thought he would be too. Like, just seeing him, in person, like he's not like a little. I don't know. Like, you see, like, these speed guys or returners are usually a little under. Like, he's not. Like, so I don't even think you're giving up a lot there putting him out on the field. So yeah, I think he's an interesting guy, man. Like, he's elite at returning. He can probably be elite at going down the field, and that's Shaheed. Like, that's basically him. Like, he's corner post go. I think he can do some of that stuff too.
Nick, one of the things that we always, talk about is the Saints are going to keep some undrafted free agents. They always do, and there's always multiple guys. And I know you've already mentioned a receiver there, but like, being out at minicamp, was there anybody that kind of flashed to you that maybe you didn't have on your radar? Maybe you didn't even know who they were, and you're like, all of a sudden you're writing down a name, like, okay, this guy's got something that I didn't know about.
Yeah, just rookies so far that we've seen.
Yeah, right.
We'll see the rest of them. It's a week later this year, so normally I think this would be the week that there's OTAs, and now, like, the whole league's a week later. So, like, there's this long layoff now, which is weird. It's different than usual. Schedule this week, and then I guess that's how they're filling it in because the league can't have a dead week anywhere. But yeah, I mean, Rex Steiner was definitely someone that I think has a, it's so early, but right. I think he has the skill to make it interesting, at least going out there. And just going off the height, weight, speed thing, like Xavier Harris, man, like he is a guy that like I'm absolutely having circled. It's kind of just passing out there. Like some of the other UDFAs that they signed, Heron is one. He's a guy that's kind of interesting, but you don't really get to see anything from him. They got the pass rusher from Central Michigan, Harris, I think is his name. He's another one that has like pretty good pedigree. Like there's some guys out there that I think might have a chance, but I didn't really see anyone else pop like that at wide receiver or cornerback or safety yet. And that's kind of really all you're seeing. Like none of the quarterbacks that were out there. And, there was one rookie and then it was Stick and the other guy that was in Atlanta. Name's a brain fart. Kyle Trask was the other one.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I don't think either one of those guys are going to make a run at it. I mean, I was kind of surprised how spotty it looked with them actually. But yeah, nobody yet that I would circle except for Rex Steiner. Like I'm telling you, man, like he looks like a real football player. And it's just easy to see, like very quickly it's out there. Could just end up being a camp beast, but I think he has a chance to make it interesting.
Yeah, you wrestling guy?
T-Bob used to call it Easton Stick, Western Branch on this show. That's it. That's what I know about him.
That's about it. That's where it ends.
He was a Chargers backup, and he was Western Branch on this
nice.
show. Yeah.
You a wrestling guy? Okay. Are you like Big Papa Pump? You know about him?
No, not really. Like I kind of watched it back when I was in like 8th grade, and that was like the Owen Hart, Stone Cold era a little bit.
The Attitude Era is what they call that.
Mm-hmm. When there was two there's two professionals. One came on USA,
WCW and WWF.
Yeah, one came on TBS, one came on USA.
WCW was Turner owned.
Yep.
Yeah, and
that was like the Wolfpack NWO time at the same time as Stone Cold. That's right. Yeah. Hey, Nick. I thought it was like a Sean Payton thing. I guess it's just stuck around. Maybe it was before Sean Payton. I don't know. When are the Saints going to stop putting those goofy ass name tags on their helmet? They look so dumb.
They put names on the back of the jerseys now, though, so that's a good thing. Like that, there's one like the practice jerseys have a name on the back. I think they're doing logos on the helmets now too. That was always a dumb thing to me too. Like you got to earn the logo. Like all right, like
we're in the
whatever.
NFL.
Yeah, like, who cares? Yeah, I love the names on the front of the helmet though. It was so funny. Like Sean would get so pissed about like things coming out before he wanted them to, and it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to take a pair of binoculars and I'm going to read the name on the helmet and I'm going to fire off a tweet and I'm going to know who's out here trying out. And like they get pissed about it. And it's like, well, don't put the name on the helmet then. Like it's a very easy thing.
Only one who does it outside the local middle school with athletic tape and a Sharpie.
I think when I was my brief time in camp, mini camp with the Saints, I had the name.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, so for rookie mini camp, I get it. You're not going to know anybody's name. There's a bunch of no names. Most of them aren't going to make the team. Like that's fine for the coaching, but like it was just goofy when you saw like Breeze across his forehead. It was like,
Well, especially like when you get like a long name and it's like it doesn't fit. And yeah.
I thought I'm assuming that was a Sean Payton thing. Back to like the old school. Let's get gritty with it and put a tape on our helmet, but I thought it would have gone away by now.
Still there, man.
All right, there he is, our guy Nick Underhill, New Orleans Football. Good enough to join us every single Tuesday here on OTB. Nicholas, we appreciate the time, sir.
Fellas, take it easy.
Kind of forgot about that they did, I see it all the time.
I couldn't. I just because Taylor kept putting up the pictures of players. I was like, well, that looks just goofy.
Yeah.
That is kind of dumb. Like what he's talked about. You got to earn the logo.
They get the label maker and they put Flynn and put it on your helmet.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever go to? You didn't go to a camp with them, did you?
Who?
Saints. You signed like in the
no,
season.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I heard the Saints camps were not much fun.
I only went to like minicamp OTA situation.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
I knew two fullbacks I went through.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah.
It was hot. Well, I definitely had my name with the label maker.
Oh, no doubt.
Right there on the front. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
First American Bank and Trust, FABT.com. Been in the game for over 100 years. They've been doing it for a long time. They've been doing it the right way for a long time. They've been doing it with a local flair for a long time. But they do it with all the bells and whistles of any national bank, right? because they've got all the online banking. I mean, you see it right there if you're watching this on YouTube. They've got everything that the National Bank has to offer, but the thing that the National Bank can offer is the local service you get at FABT, First American Bank and Trust. They make decisions right here in Louisiana. They don't have to call and ask for permission. They are local. You're not an account number. You are a name. You are a face. They know who you are when you walk in. FABT.com.
So First American Bank and Trust. There's some sort of a peace of mind you can get. It just kind of like puts you at ease when you know that you can go and talk to your banker, the people that are holding your hard-earned money and dollars and making decisions about your financial future, being able to look them in the eye and shake their hand. There's something comforting about that. It's First American Bank and Trust, FABT.com.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
Hello. Welcome back. What's happening? OTB. I wish we would have done this read at 9 a.m. yesterday, but it was before, just to hear how bad that some people can make it sound. But we got the right crew in here to tell you about Tommy's right now.
Yo, Tommy!
That's gotommys.com, G-E-A-U-X, Tommy's with a Y.com.
Hey, yo, Thomas.
Hey, Tommy.
GoTommys.com, Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Not only windows, doors, and siding. Also, if you're looking for other services that they have, they can install gutters as well. But we fully encourage you, go check out the website, check out the gallery of work, check out what they can do for you. They can customize your job as well. That's why they win awards every single year over at Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, including Best Windows in Baton Rouge in the Advocate in 2025. So go to the website, schedule your appointment, have Tommy and the team come out. That is GoTommys, G-E-A-U-X, Tommy's with a Y.com.
Familia.
We were talking about this a little bit earlier. We were talking about the Lane Kiffin and the Vanity Fair article and what the internet did with it yesterday. And Ole Miss fans certainly had a lot to say about it. And that game in September, I don't think that we're overselling what that is going to be. Now, you know, if it was in Baton Rouge, it would be incredible and it'd be a sold-out crowd. Obviously, tailgating would be incredible that day. So, like, the numbers, just because of the stadium difference, isn't going to be, you know, 100 and whatever thousand people. But whatever the max attendance is in Vaught Hemingway, it's going to be at that, and then probably then some. Probably going to sell more tickets than they have seats. There's going to be people everywhere. There's going to be a ton of LSU fans there, obviously. It's probably going to be a day that has a confrontation or two.
You think so?
Probably out there in the Grove.
In the Grove?
Probably so.
Well, we talked about it. LSU should have the advantage on any confrontation like that because we'll have socks on. Better grip.
No loafers.
No loafers. Your foot won't. There's going to, especially if it's sweaty. They will be sweaty in the loafers. Their feet are going to slip out of those things.
Yeah.
They try to plant.
I can't wait now. And I've told you, like, to get to the press box, like, you kind of got to go through the crowd there. And so I'm going to enjoy the process of the atmosphere there. And I would expect, now LSU's got obviously a game with Clemson, and I don't know what Clemson's going to be this year. I know they lose a lot, but I'm just not going to assume, I guess, that's not a rent-a-win. But I think the expectation is certainly for both teams to come into that game undefeated. Now, Ole Miss has an opener that's not going to be roll the helmets out there either. They play against Louisville in Nashville on that Sunday game. Right, we always get one of those Sunday games. LSU's played it a couple times, so that game's going to be in Nashville. So that's not going to be, you know, a game where you can just show up and win either. I think Louisville does a really good job. I think Jeff Brom does a great job. One of your former teammates, Brian Brom, is the offensive coordinator there at Louisville. So
Oh,
they're
Brummy.
a good team, and it's not going to be like just something where you show up and they give you a victory. But I do think we expect both teams to be undefeated. But even if they're not, it's not going to change what that game day atmosphere. It might change maybe some viewership on TV, but it's not going to change what the scene is going to be like in Oxford, Mississippi that day.
They're going to they have a lot of hate in their heart right now, and they have a lot of passionate anger. And I got a strong feeling that LSU fans are going to travel well, and the ones that do travel are going to be the ultimate pot stirrers. I got a feeling that they are going to troll Ole Miss fans the entire time, and that is going to lead to a lot more anger in their hearts. And then it's going to lead to a lot of passion on the field. My God, it's going to be absolutely electric. I don't know if this is definitely going to be one of those games where TV copy is not going to do it justice.
Yeah.
You won't be able to feel the tension in the air. And the tension specifically in the pregame, like before Lane walking out, pregame warm-ups on the field. Like all of that stuff is going to be awesome. And it's not going to be shown.
Yeah.
There will be people tweeting about it and posting videos about it. But unless you're in that building, you're not going to be able to feel it.
Yeah.
And you don't know, like in the gameplay, if it'll ever get to that level of intensity. Of course, a close game will, but the intensity but right before the game in the buildup is going to be unmatched.
Oh, I mean, think about how many people that are going to be between the white lines that played for the other school in that game.
Right.
On both sides. Think how many coaches on both sidelines have coached at the other school the year before. So, like, that's what makes this one a little bit different is the fact that LSU is going to have a ton of former Ole Miss coaches. Ole Miss is going to have a ton of former LSU coaches. There's going to be, personnel staff that there's a ton flip-flopping from each school.
Yep.
There's going to be former Ole Miss players on LSU's roster. There's former LSU players on Ole Miss's roster. Like, that's what adds to the intrigue, not just the good old-fashioned hate that's going to be in the stands either.
Yeah. But, I mean, you know as well as I do, like, there's not a lot of hate between players and coaches. Maybe there's some. Maybe there's some people that felt wronged.
Oh, there's some players that I hated, but I know what you're saying. Like, in general,
like
a lot of times you forget about it once the ball's kicked.
For sure. The players and coaches don't dislike each other as much as fans dislike each other. Now, in college, it's a little bit different, or I guess we can only say it used to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Now in the transfer world, like when we got to the NFL, I got drafted. Craig Stelz was with the Bears, and I remember getting interviewed or like seeing people out. And they're like, "Oh man, I guess you hate the Bears, huh? I can't. Your friend is playing with the Bears," and I was like, "I don't really care about like they're a rival. Like I don't care. I didn't choose here. Like they chose me.
Right.
I didn't like those rivalries.
I remember playing. Yeah, I remember playing. And I remember playing against like my former LSU teammates. Like we'd have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Like on the field, there was never.
I mean, my feelings are there are probably some staff members on each side that felt wronged in some form or fashion. Not all of them. I would say a small percentage of the people that have switched jobs or switched universities.
Yeah.
Every Ole Miss fan feels wronged. Every single one. And every single administrator feels wronged. But from a coaching standpoint, I don't it's a job, right? Like some of them might have felt, well, he didn't want me here, so I had to go there, vice versa.
Yeah.
So maybe some of them do have a little bit extra oomph and passion to that game. But both coaching staffs want to win the game, right? Now, maybe there's some players that feel wronged and feel like it's personal. But I doubt it. Yeah. They're all getting paid too. Everybody's an employee. So, I don't know. I think the intensity is going to be there way more for the fans than for the people on the field.
Yeah, just it adds a different dynamic, though, I'm saying.
It
the
certainly
fact that
does,
so many
for sure.
people have so many relationships at both schools.
It's going to be as intense as a college football game can get.
Yeah.
From an intensity, like a pure hatred standpoint.
Is the Wolfpack?
That's why we love it.
Are y'all going to join me there? Y'all going?
Where?
To Oxford in September.
I want to plan a trip over there, yeah, for sure.
Why would we go?
To feel what you're talking about, the intensity. What do you mean?
I thought you were asking us to go do something cool.
I mean,
The Wolfpack has separately been places, but the Wolfpack has never been somewhere all together.
no, not at a game.
We need to do it.
I mean, I'll be there. I'll be up in the booth.
I've never been to an away game as not a player.
Not for LSU. I haven't.
Really?
I went to the Texas Bowl. I took Huck to the Texas.
Well, that didn't.
Oh,
But
That's neutral.
that's a bowl
site.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've never been.
You've never been to.
Why would I go to an away game?
I went to away games.
I would love to.
I remember when LSU played at Auburn, maybe 2014. Brandon Harris was the starting quarterback for LSU. Was that 2014?
Yeah.
I left at halftime. I drove back to Montgomery. I went in my hotel room. I said, I'm not watching this.
I think the last
The
football
only time I've ever left an LSU game early.
away game I went to was USC in Vegas. I think that's the last away
I did
football
go to
game.
that.
You did
The
go to
neutral
that
site
one.
I've been
though.
to. Yeah.
So you just haven't been to like any
True
SEC
away.
like as a
Oh wait, no,
fan?
I went to Vandy this past season.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
We can get you in the booth. You can be my spotter.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think you want that.
Why?
I don't know anyone's name.
Oh, I don't need names. No, you just give me like,
Number 88.
hey, they're playing cover
You
3.
ain't taking credit for these.
Matt's like, guy with the purple arm sleeve just had a 12-yard dig.
You ain't getting credit for my knowledge. Mm-mm.
I mean, we give you a thank you at the end of the broadcast.
Yeah, shout out Matt Flynn, our spotter.
Thanks for our spotter, Matt Flynn.
No one's listening at that point.
What if we win? They are.
If you say every time, Matt Flynn said those quarters.
Matt Flynn
Matt
says.
said they should throw a poster out.
Dude, if I had time to even call out coverages with the way these offenses go now,
I know, right?
it's like there's sometimes like between plays I don't even have a chance to like because it's radio, it's not TV. So Chris is having to set like what the play is,
Yeah.
trips, twins, double, whatever. And so you don't even have time to,
Yeah, time to do anything.
Yeah.
Then you got to time it out with Chris, what he's saying. And have you ever gone like a handful of plays without saying anything?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like not 3, but 2 plays for
Yeah.
sure. Because you just don't have time
Right.
to be able to react. And then you'll try to go back on the back end and be like, a couple plays ago they ran the blah 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 whatever. And I always give my guy Jim Nickel a hard time because like the first year I was doing it, I was talking about the A gap, B gap, power counter, landing spots, whatever. He's like, yeah, you probably like not a lot of people know who what the A gap is and the B gap. I was like, Jim, if they don't know what the A and B gap, if they don't know what that is,
Sorry, bro.
they're probably like listening to the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, he always gives me a hard time. Now when I see Jim, he's like, A gap, right? Shout out to my
That's
guy
me
Jim
with
Nickel.
personnel groups.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that 21 personnel.
That's right. That's right.
Daniel in the chat said, "Did Ole Miss just become our new Florida?" No, Ole
Florida's
Miss
still
is our
Florida.
Canada.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They hate us.
That's
They
what I
want to beat
pointed
us at
out,
everything.
like, that's- and they
we
just
beat
can't.
them at everything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm kind of pissed that Ole Miss gets to play Florida and we don't.
Ugh.
Like,
is that
why?
one of their?
I know they're at Florida this year.
That's one of their 3.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, it's not one of their
but
3.
it's
That's one of the ones that rolls off.
Yeah.
And look, you got to be. In order for us to like hate you and be like a rival,
OTB
Gotta
should
be
go
more than Ole
to
Miss.
Oxford. We should vlog it and get in fights so that we can like vlog us fighting people.
Yeah, and get arrested.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
I got to do the
we
game.
can put our
though.
monies
They'll
together.
probably
and bail ourselves
treat
out.
LSU people real well in Oxford.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to get in fights.
Golly, you had to put up with Mincy that weekend. Ugh.
I don't have to put up with him.
I'm not a
Ugh.
fighter. I'm a lover.
Guys from Louisiana and talks about Louisiana all the time. Went to Ole Miss.
See, that's when you just don't pay attention to somebody,
Yeah.
which is what I do.
The only Ole Miss fan that I got love for is Bunky Perkins anyway. Shout out to Bunk. All right.
P. Will.
Who?
P. Willie.
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Well, that's known. Because like I don't want to say anything bad about that man.
Yeah, you're scared of him. Like, Ole Miss is great.
Oh, I swear, it's good.
yeah,
It's good.
It's cool,
Oh.
cool, cool,
It's
cool.
good, man.
Oh,
It's
club
good.
hands.
It's good. Dude, always had a club. Always. We'll have to
Dropping-
have him on. Soon.
Dropping S-bombs on our show.
It doesn't matter. He can do what he wants. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back here live from the Razor King studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org, your one-stop plumbing shop. Not only in Central, though. We tell you that all the time. In Baton Rouge, 225-230-9957. In Lafayette, 337-202-5256. So, as you can tell, they are servicing the area. So, if you're listening to us, we are talking to you. bathroom remodel at your home, at your business, they can come in, they can do that. They can do it from the very beginning, or they can come in, right, and they can give you an upgrade. A lot of different ways that Central Plumbing is going to be able to help you, not only in emergencies. So go to their website today. Also, if you're looking for a career, go to Contact Us, the tab on the website, click on see what they have available, centralplumbing.org.
That's right. Work with Central Plumbing, centralplumbing.org. The plumbing experts. And there's no job too big, no job too small. When you work with someone, if you have a new project, if you're installing some new plumbing equipment, whatever it is, you want to make sure that warranty, and they will extend their warranty for 30 days past their service work. The best in the business, centralplumbing.org.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
All right, welcome back in OTB. Very excited to be working with Gin Gators, the only Gators that will ever support here on this show, because you'll want to be with them too. For most backup generators, the engine's made by one company, the alternator by another, the controls by somebody else. So when something fails, good luck figuring out who to call. A Kohler generator installed by Gin Gators is built different. One name on the engine, the alternator, and the controls. One warranty that covers all of it. You're getting commercial-grade equipment right in your backyard, installed by the pros at Gin Gators, backed by a 10-year warranty. Visit GinGators.com. That's Gin Gators with a Z. Gin Gators Power Systems, built different. Again, GinGators.com. Probably a lot of people in Baton Rouge that lost some power this weekend with the arc you were about to have to get anywhere. So
yeah, our generator clicked on a couple of times.
Ours did too,
and it was very nice to have.
It is the ultimate peace of mind, and you get that with Gin Gators. GinGators.com.
Kind of the hero of the house too.
You are?
Wife falls in love with you all over again. You got that?
Was it there when you built the house or bought the house?
No, I put it in.
You put it in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Me too.
Yeah, no big deal.
Not big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah. Winning.
Yeah. You know, they say for a good, long-lasting, healthy marriage, you gotta fall in love with each other again. Every 7-8 years, something like that. Fall in love again.
Right.
New generator helped.
He's not wrong. A lot of times he is, but not in this case. Hopefully that was Jordan shooting that shot because we want to make it.
I still can't believe Jordan only hit. I mean, I know buzzer beater is rare, but 9 buzzer beater winning shots for Michael Jordan in his career, which is an all-time leader. That still seems low for the amount of games that he won and as long as he played. Now, I guess if you shoot and score with a second left, that's not a buzzer beater. I get it.
That, and they were dominating people a lot of the time. So, I mean, how many buzzer beaters did Jordan have to hit?
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of the NBA, LeBron James and the Lakers got swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder in the second round of the NBA playoffs, and LeBron was non-committal after the game, and his quote was, "I think you guys asked me about retirement, and I've answered those questions. I don't think I've come out and been like, oh, retirement is coming. With my future, I don't know, honestly. It's obvious it's still fresh from obviously losing the series, and I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for me. I left everything I could on the floor, and the future isn't decided."
Just retire, man.
Yeah, at this time.
23
I know you still got it.
23 seasons. That is impressive.
Do y'all realize
he averaged 21 points, 26 best in the NBA this year. He's 41.
Yeah.
Me and Alondra aren't even 30 yet. He's basically played our entire lives.
Yeah.
She was 5 when he started playing. I was 6.
Yeah. I'm the same age as him, so cool.
Yeah. I can do that.
But still, that's incredible, man. This year he was 26 in points per game, 47th in rebounds, 7th in assists, and then 28th in field goal percentage. Like, love him or hate him, however you feel about him, that is incredibly impressive.
He actually had a good playoffs.
Pathetic. He what?
He actually had a good playoffs.
Did y'all realize that he's played 8 seasons for the Lakers now?
I guess I didn't realize it's been that long.
8 seasons.
Yeah, that's crazy. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago that happened, but
They won the COVID championship.
Yeah, the 2020.
People call that the Mickey Mouse one.
Why they call it Mickey Mouse?
Because there's one in the bubble in Disney.
Mickey Mouse had COVID?
No, it was one in the bubble in Orlando.
remember,
No.
Wemby is not going to be suspended. That elbow told me everything I needed to know about him embracing San Antonio culture.
Elbow to the throat.
Bro,
I hit our guy Nas Reed.
Nas
LSU
should've-
brethren.
shouldn't have been there.
I kind of respect it, though.
Spurs better.
They tied the Timberwolves tied the
Yeah,
series.
Timberwolves are
but-
salty.
Yeah.
They better get it together.
NBA
They
did
play
want
tonight
Wemby
at
to get
7.
Suspended.
What?
NBA did not want Wemby.
No.
No, because
God,
look,
no.
let's be honest. Like, y'all two are from Texas. She's a fan. He probably should have gotten suspended.
Yeah,
Like, he probably should have.
Yeah, he probably should have.
and like the world's
but
not
he's a
fair.
superstar.
But
When you're a superstar,
Would somebody else have gotten suspended
Yeah.
if that happened?
yeah, for sure. Like, if that's which
If
again,
that's
that's fine.
if that's Nas Reed on Wemby.
Oh,
You think
Reed's out.
Nas would have been
Reed's out.
suspended?
Well, here's the deal.
I mean, I think you can't really prove that, but
the world's not
no,
fair,
you can't.
and not
but that's
everything's
just my
equal.
Yeah.
Like,
feeling.
if-
it's like Shohei didn't get disciplined at all.
Yep.
Same
You
situation.
protect every sport protects their stars, which is fine.
Yeah.
When we were in, when I was in Green Bay, there was a rookie DB who got cut for being late to a meeting, and he was complaining and saying, "Hey, I just saw Aaron Rodgers late last week."
Okay,
And I'm
that's
like,
Aaron Rodgers.
"The world's not fair, buddy. you go and perform,
Yeah.
and you become a face of a franchise or an entire league. You can get away with more than
And then
you're
look,
not.
right,
That's
wrong,
the
or
way
indifferent. That's the way
everything
that
works
it is
in the world.
It's like last night.
Doesn't matter.
Rui Hachimura for the Lakers was doing his post-game press conference. Sitting there, LeBron walked in the door. He goes, "All right, guys, I'm done." Got up and left. LeBron sat down on the chair.
Yeah. I mean,
Like mid sentence, he goes, "Sorry, guys, I got to go."
Yeah,
LeBron's
he
here.
scored like 20 plus last night. That guy. Yeah.
it's
All
not
right.
just sports.
We got to take a break. We're going to wrap it up with Ask the Bench, brought to you by Dos Equis when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to russellpools.com. Russell Pool Company, 225-924-2527 is the number. When you go to the website, remember, they are there from the very beginning, in the middle of the process, and there's no end because they are the maintenance for your pool as well. So they're the construction. They've got supplies, equipment if you need that as well. They are always going to be there for you. Also, check out a gallery of work they have right there on the homepage. Check out the financing options right there on the homepage as well. russellpools.com is the website. Again, 225-924-2527.
That's right. When it comes to like being able to talk, communicate, and relate to what your personal feelings are, what your design style is, what you like from an aesthetic standpoint, just a functionality standpoint in a pool, it's Russell Pools. They have everything. So they have 2 landscape architects right there. They can design it. They are the best at building. They're the best at maintaining. Make sure if you have a pool going on, or you're thinking about a pool product, it's Russell Pools. russellpools.com.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
All right, welcome back in OTB. Always remind you about our friends at Value Automotive, valueautomotive.com. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Check it all out. You don't have to go to LaPlace, Louisiana. You can if you want to. We encourage you to, actually. But if you don't have the time, you can buy your vehicle right there on valueautomotive.com. Once you buy a vehicle with them, they're going to drive your vehicle up to you. If you need maintenance on that vehicle, they give you a loaner. They pick up your car, they drive it to get the maintenance, and they bring it back to you. Nobody, and I mean nobody's going to give you that kind of service. valueautomotive.com. All right, let's get to a little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Ice Cold Dos Equis. It's always a great time to go for Dos. It is Dos time. Like this year, like May, going into June,
Peak dose.
July peak.
I'll be having some Dos Equis this evening. Little conference.
Oh, yeah.
Night before the conference.
Little
Conference
hotel bar
situation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Networking.
Dos Equis. Dos, please. Thank you.
The hotel bar Dos Equis is like
yeah.
one of the best Dos Equis of all time.
No question.
Nobody's going to argue that.
Especially if you get a little chips and
airport
salsa.
Dos Equis.
Yes.
And a hotel bar Dos Equis.
They hit different.
I think they do as well.
An airport Chili's Dos Equis with chips and salsa.
Bruh.
What?
Oh.
Incredible.
How about this tweet from Mike Bovas?
Thought you were gonna say Vrabel.
No.
Braves.
Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss is too racist. Steve Sarkisian, Ole Miss's academic standards are a joke. Bill Belichick, got to pick up my girlfriend from the trampoline park.
Trampoline park is awesome.
That's good.
Oh my gosh.
Hashtag ask a bench. Raw or char grilled oysters?
Char grilled.
100%.
I feel like a raw oyster, I'm just swallowing a big glob of
Nah,
spit.
give me
Yeah,
raw.
if it's a Gulf oyster, I'm
I
going
like
char
both of them.
grilled.
I'm not turning either one of them down, but I love a good raw.
I like
oyster.
raw small oysters. Usually it's like the East Coast, Pacific
Yeah.
West Coast.
I
I
like-
like those.
I like
Those
them
are
all.
amazing. Like the Gulf oysters are good if they're smaller. I don't like the big ones.
Just give me the oyster. It can be hot sauce or a little cocktail sauce on there.
I don't like the big ones. The small ones are great.
A lot of jokes to be made there. I'm going to move on because
Yep.
I'm mature.
We're speaking a lot of French today.
Sometimes incorrectly.
Mineur.
Hey, we love you. We
We
thank
do.
you. The tripod tomorrow.
America.
Go America.
USA.
Off the bench.
Another day where Taylor doesn't say it.
Wow.
It's getting wild.
Disgusting.
I don't think he's ever
honestly.
said it.
Ever. At Pala, you're not just another number. You're an employee, owner, and part of a real team. Pala is hiring skilled welders and fitters right now at their fabrication shop in Hammond, Louisiana. Shop welders and fitters can make up to $40 an hour. That's right, $40 an hour with overtime already locked in through 2027. You also get full benefits, 6 paid holidays, 2 weeks paid vacation, and employee ownership through Pala's ESOP program. So if you can burn rod, fit steel, and take pride in your work, Pala wants you on the team. So if you want to find out more information, if you want to find out all the details, learn a little bit more about who Pala is, remember, you can go to their website. That is palagroup.com, and that is going to be palagroup.com. Again, full bennies, 6 paid holidays, 2 weeks paid vacation, employee ownership through the ESOP program, palagroup.com.